Chiefs over a 2-0 count. Bottom of the 6th inning, Chiefs on top 3-1. A strikeout of Braden Joe Baer. The man aboard was the second out of the inning, put together by Burl Caraway. Hit Michael Curry-Alley, put 2 aboard, and 2 pitches into John Gazdar's at bat. Taken out of the ball game, the manager as well as the athletic trainer came out for the Cubs and take the ball from Caraway. Hopefully everything's all right. Try to get an update on that sometime this week. As Kirkpatrick, the tall right-hander, 6'7", 250, a tall drink of water, 22 years old from Greensboro, North Carolina. Spent last year in A-ball with Myrtle Beach. Free agent back last year, picked up by the Cubs. Faces Gazdar, top of the order. Ponchero's leadoff batter, 2-0. High and wide, and it's 3-0 to Gazdar. John 2 for 3. Single, doubled, and flew out. 3-0 pitch. Here it comes. And it's outside, ball 4. So 2 pitches off the plate by Kirkpatrick. And now the base is juiced for Peoria. Virewell to third. Curry-Alley in a scoring position at second. Gazdar aboard. And it's up to Travis Honeyman with 2 down. The Chiefs went out onto their lead of a pair. Honeyman, who's 0 for 2, did score with a walk back in the first inning. Right-handed pitcher, right-handed batter. Kirkpatrick sets at the belt, the first pitch. It's in there for strike 1. Kirkpatrick, 1 appearance on the season for the Cubs, getting called up earlier this year from Palm Beach. Has gone 1 inning with 2 strikeouts. No wins or losses, no ERA. And a little bloop out towards right. This will fall in for a hit. 1 coming home is Virewell. Coming home from second is Curry-Alley. Throw to third, not in time. Gazdar over there. They're on the corners. An RBI 2-run single for Travis Honeyman. Chiefs add on and have a 5-1 lead in the 6th inning. A little looper in to right field to come across, and the Chiefs tack onto their lead. Now Zach Levinson, who singled back in the 3rd, and a couple strikeouts. Right-handed pitcher, right-handed batter. Runners on the corners. First pitch from Kirkpatrick. Fastball pours in there for strike 1. Gotta like the fight from this Chiefs team. Getting shut out 10-0 back on Sunday. Came out here today ready to play. 2 across in the 1st. Now 2 here in the 6th and lead it by 4 runs. Pitch outside. And it's 1-1. Cubs took an early 1-0 lead. Chiefs got those 2 in the 1st and added 1 more in the 4th. Now 2 in the 6th. 1-1 to Levinson. And hits one sharply over to short, picked up by the shortstop Hernandez. Flips the short way to second with it. 6-4, and the inning comes to a close. 2-out single, though, for Travis Honeyman. Plates 2. Chiefs add on, lead it by 4.
Can save you up to $36 a year to save. Some restrictions may apply.
Takes a pitch high. Cody Schindler back with you. Bottom of the 7th, 5-1 Peoria. Ryan Campos takes a pitch high. Ball 1. Jackson Kirkpatrick, the right-hander. He got the final out of the 6th after Burl Caraway departed with an injury. 1-0 serve, that one inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Caraway did go and walk through the line, gave out some high fives, so tells me that perhaps it was a minor ailment, perhaps a precautionary move. Campos, a ground ball in front of the plate. Armas pounces on it and applies the tag for out number one. That is the third 2 unassisted put out of this game. You could go a month without seeing a 2 unassisted put out. We've seen 3 of them here this evening. What a wacky sport this is that we all love, huh? Love a good baseball quirk. See if Cross can do some damage. Base is empty, 1 out. First pitch swinging, he comes up empty. Count 0-1. Cross 0 for 2 with a free pass. Pitch is outside, a changeup. Count 1-1. Kirkpatrick, he's a fun story. The Cubs signed him as a free agent last March. Or this on it and applies the tag. Empty, 1 out. What a wacky sport this is that we all love, huh? Love a good baseball quirk. See if Cross can do some damage. Base is empty, 1 out. First pitch swinging, he comes up empty. Count 0-1. Cross 0 for 2 with a free pass. Pitch is outside, a changeup. Count 1-1. Kirkpatrick, he's a fun story. The Cubs signed him as a free agent last March, or this March, I should say, March 5th, 2025. 1 delivery upstairs. 2 balls and a strike. Played 3 seasons at Western Carolina. So his final season at the University of Indianapolis. He absolutely lit the world on fire. Single A Myrtle Beach. 1 pitch is over but low. 3 balls and a strike. He was promoted to South Bend on June 24th. 36 strikeouts over 21 innings. 0.84 the ERA. 3-1 pitch. That one high and wide. Ball 4. Cross the board for the second time. There is action in the Peoria bullpen. Newcomer Randall Clemente officially added to the Peoria roster today. Looks like he'll get the 8th. First pitch to Ian Petrutz, way high, ball 1. Petrutz 2 for 3 with a pair of ribbies. He scored a run. 1-0 offering. Strike called over the inner third. 5-7-0 for Peoria. 1-2-1 for South Bend. The single from Armas in the top of the inning was the Cubs' first hit since the first inning. 1-1 delivery. That one high, a slider. 2 balls and a strike. Chiefs love to get a couple more. They lead by 4, but never know which run is going to be the one that stands tall. Trutz fouls at the plate. 2-2. Same time tomorrow, 7:35 Eastern. That was in South Bend. Beyond, 6:35 Central. Coordinator Jason Savacool will go for Peoria's 2-0 through 3 high A starts. 2 pitch, a foul back. That went flying out of the hands. Ian Petrutz spun its way down in the opening of the first base dugout. Ian will reapply the pine tar. He does not use any batting gloves. Old school. I think in April I compared him to a lumberjack. As a lumberjacks are usually bigger dudes, right? That's a lumberjack mentality. Just give me an axe and let me go to work. Ian, he's a gamer, man. I love his mentality. He has big league makeup, no doubt. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Patrick wins the battle. 2 retired in the home 7th. It's been a quick-moving ball game. Villarreal do 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Cross runner at first. Very modest lead. First pitch fouled into the netting, strike 1. Regular start time tomorrow, then notice a 6:45 Eastern start on Thursday, 5:45 local. 5:45 first pitch as Kirkpatrick uncorks one of the backstop. Ross moves up on the wild pitch. Count 1-1. And that 5:45 start, that allows for the two teams to then travel overnight to South Bend, where we will pick up the series on Friday, July 4th. They'll have a big house at Four Winds Field for the rivalry series. 1-1 pitch. Villarreal pops foul back near us. Count 1-2. It's always a fun time of year right around Independence Day. Big crowds. Good atmospheres. These Midwest League yards. VFL's back. It remains 1-2. And obviously this is a rivalry series, right? The future Cardinals and the future Cubs doing battle. South Bend took 4 of 6 from us in April, though the Chiefs absolutely dominated a season ago, going 13-5 against South Bend. Here's a liner into right. Bradauer hardly had to move. Makes a catch head high. Inning comes to an end.
Welcome back on Marquee Sports Network. That's right-hander Jackson Kirkpatrick who will take over in this top of the 7th inning. There's one away. This is the Four Winds Field debut for the big right-hander, 6'7", 250 pounds, out of Greensboro, North Carolina. And you saw him on the road, Tyler Riddy. He put up some big numbers before getting called up from the Myrtle Beach Pelicans.
Yeah, looked pretty good in his South Bend debut. We saw him first against Cedar Rapids last week, struck out a couple in a scoreless 8th inning to keep the Cubs within a 1-run contest. And boy, this is a guy who gets a lot of extension, feels like he's on top of you coming off the mound as that pitcher, 6'7".
First pitch stays outside, ball 1. So the last play, a fly ball dropped by Rafael Morel. 2 errors were charged to Morel on the play, one on the missed catch, the other on the throw. That advanced Zach Levinson the third. Outside on the next, 2-0. So home debut for the big man Jackson Kirkpatrick. He had pitched in 2 games on the road for a combined 2 1/3 innings of scoreless ball. And he inherits a situation with a man in front of him at third, infield in. And he misses outside once more, 3-0. Top 7, the home run by Petrutz earlier in this inning stretched the lead to 5-2. As Kirkpatrick, he really towers over that rubber. And on the 3-0, walks him on 4 pitches. Ryan Campos walks, and now the Chiefs will have runners at the corners. This does give you a chance to end the inning on a potential double play, runners at the corners. But Ryan Campos, for a catcher, can run a little bit. He has swiped 7 and 9 bases on the year. It'll bring up Cross, the first baseman. He's 0 for 3. All 3 at-bats against Ryan Gallagher. And the first pitch by Kirkpatrick is a strike. Gallagher ends up going 6 1/3 innings. And he is responsible for the man over at third, but If that run were to score, it would go unearned because of the errors. Here's the 0-1. Hit in the air up the left field side. That's going to slice out a play foul. For now, Ryan Gallagher, he has shown impeccable control consistently over his last 9 starts. In each of them now, over 5 innings thrown, 2 walks or less, along with 6 strikeouts or more. 6 Ks tonight. Here's the 0-2. And Kirkpatrick let go of that fastball and grunted as he delivered off the mound. 95 mph, but it was taken high. 5-2 Chiefs. They can really stretch this game away right now. Runners at the corners. The 1-2. Bouncing ball, could be 2. Rojas backhands, takes it to the bag. Double play. That keeps the Cubs in it. On Marquee in the month of August, Jackson Kirkpatrick will begin his first fresh inning. Facing Miguel Villarroel. First pitch high. Kirkpatrick induced that big double play ball to finish off the top of the 7th. And the Cubs, though, grounded into their own twin killing to halt momentum in the last half inning. 5-2 game. Villarroel backs away from an inside fastball.
We going back up to the rooftops this year? Do we have that in the works?
Maybe. I don't know.
I hope. I have not been up there yet. I cannot wait to see that view once I do get the chance.
Here's a fastball strike. You know, you can go up there anytime.
I feel like I've got to save it for a game day, though.
Well, yeah. But, you know.
Those bleachers, man, those are always pretty filled up. People agree.
2-1 pitch is outside. There's not a sign on the door that says Tyler can't come up here during the day. It's a great view. They did a great job with that, emulating the rooftops at Wrigley. 3-1 coming. Nearly hit him up high, ball 4. Leadoff walk. All prior times today, the Chiefs have had the leadoff man on. He came around to score. Brandon Jobert now is 1 for 2 in the game with a double plus a walk. Kirkpatrick to the lefty. First pitch swung on and drilled deep right center. Carter Trice running back towards the wall, still on the move, settling, jumping, making the catch. Relay throw comes in from deep right center. Villarroel sprinting back. What a grab from the Cubs center fielder. That had some PCA on it.
Some great tracking by Trice. Route was perfect. As this was up in the air for a long, long time. And, you know, notice how he takes his head down a couple of times there. You know, not just to check for the wall, but, you know, give himself a chance to have a little bit of extra speed going back there. It's a really nice job of getting to the spot and then sizing it up with the perfectly timed leap. That's a great center field play from Carter Trice.
Ball 1-on-1, Bin Cho.
It's a lot easier to jump into that wall, though, than the ivy and the bricks that PCA's dealing with over at Wrigley.
That's right. Well, Pete made a couple of those types of catches in this yard.
Oh, yeah.
And on the road, all over the place, fouled away. I remember we were in Peoria when Pete got the call to be in the Futures game, an All-Star Weekend at Dodger Stadium a number of years ago. And I'll never forget it. I had never seen a road team market a home team market a road player as to say, hey, come on out to the ballpark. This is outside to Cho, but Pete played 3 games and then flew to L.A. to be in the Futures game. And the final game in Peoria, the Chiefs put out a social media post saying, hey, this is your last time to see Pete Crow Armstrong. That's how big of a star he's always been. Stays outside, 3-1-on-1 Bin Cho.
Well, Peoria is the one minor league team that shares a state with the Chicago Cubs.
That's right.
And we certainly got plenty of blue in the house at Dozer Park to start this week.
Former Cub affiliate.
Oh, yeah, always.
A lot of great Cubs played there. Here's Kirkpatrick throwing over, back safely. Even the likes of Mark Grace played in Peoria. Ryan Sandberg managed there. Javier Baez played there. This is going to stay outside for ball 4 to Cho. And George Sthenopoulos, Cubs pitching coach, will call time again. All-Star break is coming up soon, but the Cubs will have a series to play before the break, and it'll come next week against the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers on the road in Appleton. So the Cubs will pack the bus after their longest road trip of the year just concluded. It was a 9-gamer to Cedar Rapids as well as Peoria. There's a look at the upcoming schedule. That Wisconsin series will be in Appleton. We'll head up there on Tuesday. And then the break comes. The Cubs will host the Beloit Sky Carp for 3 ball games in mid-July before a trip out to Dayton. And then the longest homestand of the season. It's a 12-game homestand against Quad Cities and the in-state rival, Fort Wayne Tin Caps. Always fun to be up in Appleton. That is Brewers country. So there is no, as you said in Peoria, there's no Cubs gear in Wisconsin. It's all Brewers gear. But it's fun. It plays into the rivalry. Kirkpatrick throws high to Curiali. Here's the 1-0. And that's an outside corner strike.
Cubs might have an opportunity to face a pretty notable name on the mound in Wisconsin. So
yeah,
stay tuned for that.
Heard about that. 1-1 outside. Yeah, we won't spill any beans yet.
But keep an eye on that series.
Yeah, keep an eye. As well, Brandon Birdsell still with the South Bend Cubs. We can say that right now. We don't know exactly what the plan is for Birdie, the top Chicago Cubs pitching prospect, but we can say he's still here in South Bend right now. Here's a ball poke foul. The runner at first, Cho, actually went halfway to second. He was wanting a double steal, but Villarroel did not take off up the middle. So I'll tell you what, if that pitch is swung on and missed by Curiali, Juan Bin Cho was in no man's land, and Brian Calmer might have been able to sneak behind him. So it's 2-2 on Curiali, who has a double and a single in the game. It's 5-2 Chiefs in the 8th, and Kirkpatrick steps off. Two. Floated to first, caught by Calmer. Everybody back to their bases. Curiali had that little dump-off single earlier, if you remember, on that half swing. That's a similar type floating liner to Calmer, but that time hit right to the Cub first baseman.
Just jammed him enough on that pitch work in the inner half of the plate. Calmer's in good position. That might be a different story if he's having to hold the runner Cho on at first. A chance for Kirkpatrick to get out of this thing now.
Breaker outside to Trey Richardson. Top of the order comes up. This is the 5th plate appearance for Trey Richardson. In the game, 1 for 4 with a double. 5-2 Chiefs. Cubs will need a comeback. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 8th. Calmer, Morrell, and Trice due up. Twisting away from an inside pitch now, Richardson. It's 2-0. Double steal now comes for the Chiefs. Pitch is high, throw to second, won't be in time. They pull off the double steal. They tried to do that earlier, but it was only Cho that was interested. Cho and Villarroel both swipe bags. Runners at second and third, 2 away. That was a ball to Richardson, so it's 3-0. Big-bodied right-hander Jackson Kirkpatrick, 6'7". 3-0. Finds the zone this time. For now, the Cubs bullpen is quiet, but Kirkpatrick has had the labor a bit through this inning. Darlene Saladin will be back out there for the bottom of the 8th. Deep breath in the 3-1. Richardson swings and lofts it foul over the construction area that you see right there on the first base side. Sweet's coming along nice. Stairs going in. Saw South Bend Cubs owner and chairman Andrew Berlin taking a peek at the new construction earlier with his wife Courtney and Cubs president Joe Hart. Those are going to look sweet. No pun intended. No, literally no pun intended. Payoff. Bouncing slowly over the mound. Kirkpatrick's got it. He's going to throw to first in time. Good play.
Athlete.
That goes 1-3. We're in the 8th. Cubs need to rally. They got 6 outs to work.
In the South Bend Cubs, Jackson Kirkpatrick takes over for Grayson Moore. Moore walked 3 and struck out 1 in a scoreless, hitless 8th inning. Kirkpatrick is making his 4th appearance with the Cubs. In 4 innings, he's allowed 1 hit with 4 walks and 3 strikeouts with zeros across the rest of his line. This is his first save opportunity in the Midwest League. And Kirkpatrick will face Torres, Garcia, and Arenamo. Kirkpatrick came to South Bend on June 24th. And it's actually going to be Hedbert Perez pinch hitting for Torres. So a left-hand batter facing the right-hand pitcher. And a swing and a foul off the left, and it's 0-1 to Hedbert. Kirkpatrick was signed by the Cubs in March this year. Started his season in Myrtle Beach in the Carolina League. Tall right-hander whips one home at 95. It caught the outside corner, and it's 0-2 quickly here to Perez. Rattlers don't pitch hit much. Hedbert, his first pinch hit appearance, and it's going to be a ground ball to the left side. Alvarez has it across the diamond in time, and there is one away. So Eduardo Garcia will come up now. Eduardo is flown out to center twice, popped out to short, and flown out to right. Rattlers just trying to get that tying run to the plate here in the 9th. Garcia fouls it back, and it's 0-1. And you look at the line score today, and you just go, darn it. 3 runs on 3 hits for the Cubs today. 2 of them are unearned. There have been 6 walks by Wisconsin pitching. Here's the 0-1. Line drive to left, but it's right at Morrell. That ball was scalded at 107.6 miles an hour off the bat of Garcia. He started his day in the bottom of the 1st inning with a ball at 106.6 miles an hour out towards left center field that was cut by Trice. I mean, you can't do much better than that. You're going to hit them hard. Sometimes they're just not going to fall. It's been that kind of day. Arenamo has another base hit. It's his 3rd straight 3-hit game. This kid, I tell you. It is just so much fun to watch him play and compete and go out there and do what he can. Whatever he's been asked to do, he's done it. And now Blake Burke, the tying run is at the plate. He sent Brett Howard to the track and to the wall back in the 8th inning against Grayson Moore. And now it's going to be a visit to the mound here by Pabon. And while that visit is going on, the Rattlers will be wearing their Frozen Pizzas jerseys on Saturday. And those jersey auctions are live right now. Scan the QR code, get your bid in. Auctions end on Sunday. We'll have more details as the week goes on. Burke swings and misses at 95, and it's 0-1. And Kirkpatrick trying to challenge Burke. Wins round 1. Rattlers with 9 hits today. They are down 3-1 and down to their last out in the bottom of the 9th. The 0-1. Burke, little dribbler foul. He got a slider away and just got a piece of it. Now the Rattlers down to their last strike. The 0-2 pitch. Up high at 96, and Jackson Kirkpatrick letting it all hang out with that swing, or with that pitch. You hear the grunt all the way up here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 on, 2 out. Rattlers down by 2 in the 9th. The pitch just missed the outside corner. It's 2-2. He went back to the slider and missed it. So now it's 2-2. Kirkpatrick's pitch to Burke. Swinging a foul straight back at 95, and Burke is on that fastball now. Kirkpatrick with maximum effort on that. Burke patiently waiting. And the 2-2 pitch with 2 out. Swinging a hot shot foul up the left field line as Kirkpatrick touches 97 with that extra effort. Finally, he took the reactors to 115% on that one. The 2-2 pitch. Little dribbler towards second. Bobbled. They've got time, and the throw to first will get him. Rojas had the bobble and recovered to get the final out. And the Rattlers
has changed over 100.
Cubs will make a call to the bullpen as we go to the 9th inning. Right-hander Jackson Kirkpatrick is on, the hard-throwing righty. Kirkpatrick, 6'7", 250 pounds, signed as a free agent heading into this season by the Chicago Cubs. Pitching change presented by Carpenter's Local 413. Much has changed over 120 years, but growth still rests on opening doors to all working carpenters. For more information, you can visit carpenterslocal413.com. In the 9th inning, Kirkpatrick needs a scoreless frame. Peyton Green up first, swinging at the first pitch, popping it to shallow center. Christian Hernandez is out, making the catch to his left side. There's out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out for Jackson Kirkpatrick. Boy, what a catch, though, by Brock Vredenberg. In that bottom of the 8th, caught on the dive as he was falling towards first base, got up and doubled up Drew Bowser, and then they got the ground out of Christian Hernandez to end the inning with runners at second and third. Cubs remain in a 1-0 hole. The game's only run way back in the top of the first. Kirkpatrick now to Connor Cascanet, strike call. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 9th. South Bend will have Cisneros, Trice, and Alvarez, with right-hander Chase Centala warming in the Beloit pen. Here's the 0-1. Nearly hit Cascanet inside for a ball, 1-1. Cubs at risk of being swept in 3 games. Kirkpatrick sets, working with the bases clear. 1-1 misses high, 2-1. Off day tomorrow. Please stay tuned for the Cubby Corner radio show tomorrow, though, 7 o'clock. Tyler and I will be with you, talking all things South Bend Cubs. We'll be joined by top Chicago Cubs pitching prospect Brandon Birdsell, who was on a rehab assignment with the Cubs recently. Kirkpatrick misses again for ball 3 high. 3-1. Well, if Kirkpatrick can hang a 0 here, the Cubs still would only need 1 to tie, but the best chance possible last inning. Bases loaded, nobody out. Cubs got nothing. Outside corner strike call. It's 3-2. Righty, Kirkpatrick will come back with a payoff pitch. Cascanet looks at ball 4 inside. Second time on today for Cascanet. He doubled in the game's only run. Again, back in the first inning. Henry Rojas, the Cubs' right-handed starter, is still on the hook for the loss. it would be a really tough loss for Rojas, who went 6 innings of 1-run ball. Rojas hit the first man of the game, maybe some nerves heading into his first high A start, but after that, he was fantastic. Did give up that double to surrender the lead way back in the first. Radicek now punches a ball foul towards the left field line. Oh, 0-1 on Radicek. Stands straight up in that left-hand box and fouls another one. We saw Chase Sentala back in the game on Friday. He worked a scoreless inning. That was a 1-2-3 eighth inning. And interestingly enough, 2 of the 3 guys that faced him in that eighth inning from Friday will face him again in the bottom of the ninth. Cisneros and Alvarez. 0-2 on Radicek. Kirkpatrick, the pitch. Outside on a heater, 96 mph. Just past the 2-hour mark at today's ball game. The 1-2. Inside this time, 2-2. Cubs bullpen is held up their end of the bargain. Again, Rojas was great in 6 innings of 1-run ball. Evan Taylor with a shutout 7th. Chase Watkins worked a scoreless 8th, and now it's Kirkpatrick. First right-hander out of the Cubs pen. The 2-2. Up and away, ball 3. Kirkpatrick had his long scoreless inning streak come to an end last Sunday in Wisconsin. It worked 10 1/3 consecutive scoreless between Myrtle Beach and South Bend. It was his first earned run since May 1st. The 3-2. Popped in the air, third base side. Bowser gives it a look and runs out of space. So we'll repeat the payoff. 1 run, 6 hits, no errors for Beloit. The Cubs have yet to score with 2 hits and 1 error in the ballgame. Radicek digs back in. Kirkpatrick just missed. It's a changeup that missed wide by no more than an inch or 2. Radicek walks back-to-back base on balls for Kirkpatrick since getting the leadoff man. And Miguel Pabon, the Cubs catcher, will go to the mound to talk with Kirkpatrick. And Miguel's going to call in the rest of the infield to talk some strategy about how the Cubs want to line up. George Sthenopoulos will join him. It'll be first and second with 1 away. Best case scenario is if the Cubs can turn 2 here with Wilfredo Lara stepping up. Lara is your Hoosier Lottery strikeout man, and he's already struck out in the game. So a couple lucky sections here at Four Winds Field have already been awarded a free Cash 5 coupon from the Hoosier Lottery. By the way, pinch runner for Beloit. Let's see here. Radicek is going to be subbed out for Amarian Boyd over at first base. So Boyd will act as the DH, so really why not if you're Angel Espada? You got a chance here to deliver almost the knockout blow. You lead 1-0, and you got your best base runner on at first. For Lara with 1 away. Kirkpatrick to the plate. This is squeaked on a line drive towards left, base hit, falling in front of Alvarez. Stopping at third and going station to station is Cascanet as well as Boyd. The bases are going to be loaded for the Sky Car. It's a base hit for Lara. He's got a 3-hit day.
Okay, change up there from Kirkpatrick that backed off of the inside corner there, and Lara found a way to just scoop it, didn't hit it very hard, and dropped it into left field. And well, isn't this a little bit fitting for Beloit after the Cubs couldn't take the lead with the bases loaded and nobody out? Now it's a bases loaded chance with 1 out for the Sky Carp, who can perhaps put this game away.
Infield will come in. It's Vredenberg, who, as you said, made that spectacular catch in the last half inning, which is the reason why the Cubs are still being shut out to this point. An impeccable diving catch by Brock Vredenberg to double up Drew Bowser then at first base. On a ball hit hard by Reggie Preciado. Cubs behind 1-0. Infield and 1 away. And a strike on Vredenberg. Up and away on the next, 1-1. Righty to lefty, couple big men going at it here. Vredenberg at 6'6". Skies a pop fly on the third base side. Foul territory, about halfway home. Drew Bowser makes the catch. That's as good as a strikeout for Jackson Kirkpatrick. Well, Beloit escaped a bases loaded opportunity for the South Bend Cubs. Can the Cubs do the same? They only need to record one more out. And Shedry Vargas will bat. He homered in last night's game.
Won the game for the Sky Carp, really, with that swing.
And he could probably do the same here with another big swing. It's 1-0 Beloit. Cubs just trying to stay in it. Bases loaded. First pitch on the outside edge for a called strike. And likely Chase Centalo will come on for Beloit from their bullpen. Cubs infield is back with 2 outs. All runners lead. The 0-1. Taken high for a ball. Again, in the bottom of the 9th, the Cubs will have Cisneros, Trice, and Alvarez. And you got to give yourself a chance with a 1-run deficit. Anything more feels too big. The 1-1. Fastball. Outside edge, strike 2. 95 on the gun from Jackson Kirkpatrick. It's 1-2. Force at any bag, including the plate. Can Kirkpatrick keep the Cubs in it? Trying to battle through a bases-loaded deficit. The 1-2. Tried the fastball outside again. No call this time. That stayed a little wide. Deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Of course, another layer, there's nowhere to put Vargas, so you get yourself in a payoff pitch hole with 1 more ball. That could be troublesome, but now it's still 2-2. A deep breath and the pitch. Outside, ball 3. And now if you're Jackson, you got to throw a strike. The Cubs were in this identical position. The only difference was there's 2 outs now compared to nobody out when Reggie Preciado had a 3-2 count and the bases loaded. Preciado then hit that line drive to the diving Vredenberg. Will be set for the payoff here. On the way. Hit out to left center in the gap. Trice over on the chase. Makes the catch. Inning over. Good work, Jackson Kirkpatrick to battle. The Cubs need 1 to tie and 2 to win to the bottom of the 9th. On My Michiana, the CW and WS
Dragons action.
We go to the bottom of the 7th, 7-4 Dragons. 5, 6, and 7 due up. Carter Graham will lead it off for Dane in the inning, and they'll face a new pitcher, Jackson Kirkpatrick, a right-hander on the mound for South Bend. Their 3rd pitcher used to the night. Kirkpatrick appears in his 7th ball game of the year with the Cubs. No record, ERA 1.29. He has allowed just 1 run in 7 innings this year with South Bend. It's taken outside for ball 1 by Graham, and it's 1-0. 6 hits allowed in those 7 innings by Kirkpatrick. 6 walks, 3 strikeouts, opponent average 240. 1-0 in the pitch to Graham. Check swing, it didn't go around, up and in delivery, and it is 1-1. Fastball at 94 from Kirkpatrick. 6'7", 250 pounds. 22 years old from Greensboro, North Carolina. Signed as a free agent by the Cubs this year. 1-1, foul tip into the mitt, and it's 1-2 to Carter Graham. And he was signed by the Cubs in March of this year, March 5th, 2025. Started at Single A Myrtle Beach, was promoted from there on June 24th, about a month ago. 1-2 to Graham on the way. And it is on the outside corner for strike 3. 96-mile-per-hour fastball right at the belt, and that's the first out in the bottom of the 7th inning. It'll bring up the first baseman, Jack Moss. Moss 2 strikeouts to begin his night in the 2nd and 3rd. However, he did single in the 6th. So 1 for 3 tonight and scored a run in the 6th inning as well. Came in on a balk. First pitch to Moss, swinging a line drive toward left field, but over the left fielder, and Morrell makes the catch on the warning track. And that is out number 2. Gave that one a ride, hard hit ball. We've seen Moss hit so many balls extremely hard during his time with the Dragons. That was another one there, but just in an inconvenient location. Morrell moved over well to his right and made that catch up close to the wall. Next hitter is Ryan McChrystal for the Dragons with nobody on and 2 out. It's from Kirkpatrick. Just outside, off the corner, and it is 1-0. Crystal 0 for 3 today in his high A debut. 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss, chased a high fastball at 95, 1-1. One and one to the left-handed hitting Ryan McChrystal. Kirkpatrick set and the pitch. Swinging a fly ball that goes fouled on the left field line. Out of play. 1-2. Kirkpatrick played his college ball at Western Carolina and Indianapolis. He was at Western Carolina between 2021 and 2023. Moved to the University of Indianapolis last spring for the 2024 collegiate season. 1-2 to McChrystal. And the pitch, swinging a miss.
Costa. Jackson Kirkpatrick back out there for his 2nd inning of relief, and he will go to work on Almonte. Well, Almonte has sort of reached a milestone, you might see, something he had not been able to get to all year. He's gotten there tonight. That is, he has gotten that batting average up above 200. It's at 203 right now. And the pitch, swing and a miss, 2 for 3 tonight. He's grounded a short to drive in a run, single the left and double the left, and he's also scored 1 run. 0-1 count. The big man in this game offensive for the Dragons has been John Michael Bale. He's on deck. Here's the ground ball slapped foul to the right. Count is 0-2 to Almonte. Kirkpatrick pitched the 7th. It was a 1-2-3 inning. 2 strikeouts. 1 hard hit liner to the left fielder off the bat of Jack Moss. And the pitch, way outside into the backstop. We know what an air ball is in basketball when you shoot and miss everything. In baseball, if the catcher doesn't even touch it and hits the backstop on the fly. 1-2. Swing and a miss at a high fastball, 96 miles an hour. Strike 3. John Michael Bale will bat next. He's had the big bat tonight. 2 for 3, including a home run. 3 runs batted in. The homer was his team leading 10th of the year. Back in the 6th inning, he gets a nice hand as he steps up there. John Michael Bale. First pitch, in for a strike, 0-1. Had an RBI single with 2 outs in the 2nd, and the 1-out, 2-run home run to left field back in the 6th inning. Irvin Machuca loosening of the Dragons bullpen. Fastball for a strike. 0-2 the count now to Bale. No balls, 2 strikes. Right-handed batting, John Michael Bale, native of the state of South Carolina. Boiling Springs, South Carolina. Amby 0-2. Fastball high. Bale played his college ball at North Greenville University in Greenville, South Carolina. The new Dragon, Ryan McMichael, played at East Carolina in Greenville, North Carolina. 1-2. Another one to the backstop. That was a breaking ball. Hit the backstop on the fly. Count is 2 balls, 2 strikes. That might be what you call being effectively wild, because the hitter, I'm not sure he can feel comfortable up there when you've thrown 2 pitches in the last 10 that have hit the backstop on the fly and hit nothing else. 2-2 on the way. Round ball, foul. Tap right at the plate. The catcher grabbed it quickly and tagged Fail, hoping to get the out call, but the umpire ruled it foul. It was in the left-hand batter's box when Pabon grabbed it, and it was close, but it was in foul ground. Here's the 2-2 again to John Michael Fail. Swing and a miss, strike 3, 2 out. 4 strikeouts now for Kirkpatrick, who shows a good arm out there. 95-mile-an-hour fastball on that last offering to John Michael Fail. It'll bring up shortstop Victor Acosta. Victor's 0 for 4. He's lined out, struck out, grounded out, and flied out. He's hit them all tonight. Does not have a base hit yet to his credit. Swinging a foul off of the left, out of play. Strike 1. Dragons have 8 hits in this game. They've out-hit South Bend 8-6. These teams once had a pretty good rivalry going when South Bend was an East Division team. You'd play them several times a year. With the realignment, they moved to the West. Here's a fly ball out the left. Drifting back is Morrell, and at the edge of the track, he hauls it in. That's a 1-2-3 inning. So Kirkpatrick retires all 6.
Cubs make a call to the bullpen for the 9th inning as we continue our remembrance of number 23, Ryan Sandberg, here at Four Winds Field. Cubs legend, R.I.P. Rhino. Jackson Kirkpatrick is the new Cubs right-hander. Pitching change brought to you by Carpenter's Local 413. Much has changed over 120 years, but growth still rests on opening doors to all working carpenters. For more information, visit carpenterslocal413.com. Well, it's not a safe chance anymore for Kirkpatrick, but still a chance to lock down a win. Big right-hander deals high. Ball 1 to Chris Brito. 3-run double by Brian Calmer in the bottom of the 8th. And the Cubs now rest with that 5-1 lead. 4, 5, and 6 for the River Bandits, starting with Brito, who took a ball and now looks at a strike. With a win here, the Cubs would gain a game on these River Bandits in the division and come into tomorrow 4 games back of that second half playoff spot. 1-1 in the pitch. High ball 2. We saw Jackson Kirkpatrick work twice in that Dayton series on the road. The first of which, he was outstanding. He worked 2 perfect innings last Thursday night. 2 balls and a strike in the pitch. High ball 3. Kirkpatrick was excellent. 2 perfect innings Thursday night, but then came back on Saturday night, did Kirkpatrick, and only worked a third of an inning. He walked 3 batters and struggled with command. 3-1 here on Chris Brito and time called. So Kirkpatrick's going to have to try and look like the version of himself that he had a week ago tonight. River Bandits down by 4. It's 5-1 Cubs, but you never want to start an inning by walking the leadoff man as he deals a strike. 3-2, 96 mph on a good fastball. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Brito, who has reached every time tonight. He has walked twice and singled. Right-handed batter, Kirkpatrick sets and pitches. Called strike 3, bottom of the zone, got him with a good fastball. 97 mph on that fastball at the knees for the big-bodied right-hander. Strikeout presented by United Federal Credit Union. Thanks to United FCU, who donates $5 for that strikeout to the Food Bank of Northern Indiana. Kirkpatrick now to Figueroa. Left-handed bat takes inside. Good job by Kirkpatrick, by the way, to work out of that 3-1 count to come back in K. Brito. Figueroa 0 for 3. He is grounded into 2 double plays. Taking a breaking ball outside here, ball 2. Now, Figueroa, of course, can't do that here. He can't ground into a twin killing because the bases are clear. But he's a guy that had a big start to the week. Couple base hits before tonight's game. Next pitch is whacked foul back behind the plate. 2-1. Fireworks will follow the game. Cubs let off some fireworks in that bottom of the 8th. And, you know, Brian Comer, it looked like that ball got out of here, but just under the yellow line. He'll always take it, though. The 2-1. Backed him away inside, ball 3. So back-to-back 3-1 counts to start here for Kirkpatrick. Came back to K, the first one. Cubs lead by 4. It's 5-1 in the 9th. In the pitch. A little looper hit towards shallow left, sinking. Cisneros on its way in, plays it on a bounce. It'll be a base hit for Figueroa. Cameron Cisneros, that ball was sinking rapidly, but it's also Cam's only his 3rd game in the outfield as a pro. So something he's still getting adjusted to. Base hit for Figueroa.
Number 28, Trevor Werner. Right field.
Here's a breaking ball strike to Kirkpatrick. Oh, 1. Trevor Werner stands in. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. And the pitch. Fastball blazed in for a strike. 0-2. Double play could end the game. Oh, 2 on Werner as Kirkpatrick fires. Bouncing ball right side, but into right field. It's a base hit. It got between the hole. Bowser was playing closer up the middle, so if Drew's in his normal spot there, it's probably a double play to end it. Instead, it's a base hit to a board for Quad Cities, and they are a man reaching away from being able to tie this thing on one swing.
Designated hitter number 31, Brian Gonzalez.
Brian Gonzalez will come up. And first, George Thanopoulos, he is going to call time. Cubs pitching coach will go to the mound.
Fans, just a reminder to stick around after the conclusion of tonight's ballgame for a very special post-game fireworks celebration.
Five-1 Cubs, 9th inning. Brian Gonzalez will come up. First and second occupied, only one away. Now a double play again could end it. First pitch high from Kirkpatrick, ball 1. One 1-0 on Gonzalez as Kirkpatrick fires. Comes back with a fastball, and it swung on and missed. 1-1. First and second occupied. Both runners lead in the 1-1. Didn't get the call on the outside corner with a fastball at 95. It's 2-1. One away, 9th inning. The Cubs lead by 4, but Quad Cities making it difficult to wrap this thing up. The Cubs in search of their first win this week. Ground ball could be what Kirkpatrick needs. Force it any bag except the plate. The 2-1. Bottom of the zone strike call. That's a good pitch. At the knees, 94. It's 2-2. These are games the Cubs need against a River Bandit squad that is in first place in the West. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Brian Gonzalez. The check at second and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him on an inner fastball around the knuckles. Strikeout presented by United Federal Credit Union. Thanks to United FCU, who donates $5 for that strikeout to the Food Bank of Northern Indiana. Bandits are down to their last out. They've got runners at first and second, and they're going to need to put Nolan Sailors on to have a chance to tie it on one swing. Cubs lead by 4. Kirkpatrick to the lefty. First pitch runs inside, ball 1. The wind has calmed down quite a bit. To start the night, it was gusting in from center. Now the flags in center are not even moving. The 1-0. Bouncing ball to second. Should do it. Bowser's got it. Throw to first. Cubs win. Cubs off the schneid here at home. And they'll take the 5-1 victory. Most importantly, they will take a game advancement in the West Division. They gain a ball game on this Quad City squad. And entering tomorrow, the Cubs will be back to 4 games back in the division with 3 games to play in this series. So with some success over the weekend, South Bend can get themselves right back into the conversation for that top spot in the West. Work to do, of course. Jackson Kirkpatrick is warming for the Cubs on the game mound, and again, due to the injury of Vince Riley, Kirkpatrick is currently warming up, and he's getting as much time as he needs. This is almost like he's throwing in the bullpen here to get warm. Now, because Riley left in the middle of the AB, Kirkpatrick is going to start this with a 1-2 count. And Kirkpatrick will come on, try to defend this 6-2 lead. 6 runs, 4 hits, 4 errors for the South Bend Cubs in the game. Quad City's 2 runs, 3 hits, and 2 errors. And we'll see if Kirkpatrick can put away this one. Again, it'll be a 1-2 count on Figueroa. As Kirkpatrick wraps up his warm-up tosses. Cubs scored 5 runs in the bottom of the 8th. They lead 6-2 here. While we have time, we'll get you a scoreboard check presented by South Bend International Airport. Fort Wayne defeated Great Lakes today 5-2. It was the Lansing Lugnuts over the Cedar Rapids Colonels 6-5. These are Midwest League scores. Bottom of the 8th, the Lake County Captains on top of the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers 1-0. Top 8, this is an important one. Peoria and Beloit are even at 2. So if Beloit loses that game and the Cubs hold on here to win, they would gain a game in the division and be just 3 games back of first place in the West Division, assuming there's still a tie at the top. So here's Kirkpatrick against Figueroa. It's 1-2, and he buries this one low for ball 2. Lastly, top of the 8th, West Michigan 6, Dayton 5. That pitch was in the dirt, and home plate umpire Michael Cross just went to hand deliver a baseball back to Kirkpatrick. So it's 2-2 on Figueroa. At-bat started with Vince Riley facing Figueroa, but Riley had to leave the game due to injury. Two balls, 2 strikes, and here it comes. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Riley and Kirkpatrick combined for the K. Strikeout presented by United Federal Credit Union. Thanks to United FCU, who donates $5 for that strikeout to the Food Bank of Northern Indiana. And let's see, just by the ruling, that strikeout is going to go to Kirkpatrick since he finished the at-bat. So credit the K to Kirkpatrick. Bandits are down to their final out. Here's the first pitch. It's high, ball one. Carter Frederick, the batter, he's 0 for 3 in the game. South Bend with 5 runs in the bottom of the 8th. Has them up 6-2. 2 outs, 9th inning the pitch. Fastball outside from Kirkpatrick, ball 2. Two balls, no strikes. And the pitch on the way. Swung on and missed, 2-1. A lot of the crowd today is standing.
Why would you do that?
Here to cap off the game. 2 balls and a strike on Carter Frederick. Cubs lead by 4. Righty to righty. And here it comes. Fastball blazed past him, swinging strike, 97 mph from Kirkpatrick, the 6'7" right-hander. These are 2 big guys going at it. Kirkpatrick at 6'7". Frederick at 6'5". We're ready for the 2-2. Here it is. High on some heat, 3-2. Cubs trying to split this series against QC. It would be a big one if so. Especially the Bandits had a chance to win the series both yesterday and today. Here's the payoff. Oh, strike 3, outside corner. Cubs win. Kirkpatrick paints 97 on the outside black. And Frederick rang up by Michael Cross. Cubs win 6-2.